Alyssa, a thrilling T20 in front of a record crowd. How was that from your experience, firstly?
Yeah, it was obviously a great game of cricket at one of the most iconic grounds in England, which was a great showcase for women's sport. You see what you can do when you play on a good ground with a good wicket. People want to turn up and watch. So from a broader game perspective, I thought it was a great show for not just women's cricket, but cricket as a whole. And yeah, hopefully we continue to play it at these sort of venues with good wickets.
And we saw both teams in their innings sort of collapse slightly in the middle period. Yourselves potentially a little bit more. What would you put that down to?
I think we were just slightly off. It just felt like we were slightly off in every facet of the game again. And we mentioned that after the last game, but we're probably a little bit worse again tonight. We didn't quite execute with the ball and probably let them back in their fixture at the back end. And then with the bat, we probably had a little bit of a handbrake on at times and couldn't get ourselves going. And Elise Perry played an amazing innings at the back end to get us as close as what we could. But I guess it's some sort of comfort to know that we didn't play our best and still only lost by 4 runs. So, yeah, look, we'll just pinpoint it over the next, day and a half and hopefully put it all together for Lords.
Raf.
Can you put into words what it's like losing after such a long winning streak as a team?
Well, we lost in December, so it hasn't been that long. But, look, I mean, we're allowed to lose games of cricket. England also came out at the start of the series and said this is their strongest format. So you've got to potentially think about they're going to challenge you at some point, and they did tonight. And look, it's the game of cricket. You win some, you lose some. Fortunately for us, we haven't lost a lot, but in saying that, hopefully we learn a lot more out of the loss tonight and can resurrect the mistakes that we've been making and hopefully get it right for the next one.
We saw Jess Johnson wasn't used until quite late in the innings. What was the thinking there?
Yeah, fair question. I think in my mind the Paceys were doing an outstanding job. There was a little bit in the wicket when they were bashing that back of a length. We were actually creating chances for ourselves and keeping the runs down a little bit. So that was my decision. I thought spin might have been a little bit easier, and the way that Danny White was hitting the ball, she actually takes a liking to spin when she's hitting the ball that well. So held them back. They still did a pretty good job at the back end for us, and it just shows the depth that we've got in the bowling unit that when called upon, Georgia Wareham didn't get used. Jess Johnson is one of the best in the world, didn't really get used a lot tonight, but we still managed to do a pretty good job.
And obviously didn't quite get over the line, but is it somewhat pleasing to see that even Georgia Wareham is coming out and hitting multiple sixes to take the game that deep?
Yeah, well, we know what we can do as a batting lineup, and we know how deep we can bat. We just got to give ourselves an opportunity to take it deep. Hopefully we don't have to take it deep, but we know that we've got some hitting power down that back end. So hopefully for Wolfie's sake, it gives her a little bit of confidence that if she's in that position again, she can do a similar thing. But hopefully as a top order and a middle order, we can get the job done ourselves.
It's not something you've had to do a lot in recent times, but what do you go back and say to the team now ahead of the next game, coming off a loss as opposed to a win?
Bad luck. Let's do it again on Saturday. I think there's not too much you can say. I mean, we spoke about some areas that we needed to improve on from the last game, and I think we improved in some of them, but we're still sort of letting ourselves down in some little 1%ers in the game, whether it be the fielding or execution with bat and ball. So there's not much you can do about it. I mean, you can train all you like, but ultimately if you turn up with a ruthless attitude and a want to win, you can get yourselves over the line. So whether or not that's it, I'm not saying that's what the issue is. But look, we just reset, refocus, and we set our sights on what's going to be an amazing occasion at Lords on Saturday night.
Cool. Thanks, everyone. See you on the way.
Is that it?
Yep.
As you mentioned, the team's playing at Lords next. It's the first time in 10 years. Have you played there before, and what does it mean to the team to be able to play at a venue like that?
I've run drinks there before, so from my perspective, I'm really looking forward to the opportunity to play there. This Ashes series has been such an amazing one so far that we're playing at some of the biggest grounds in the country, and people are wanting to turn up and watch because they know what they're going to get. So to tick Lords off would be a really special occasion for the girls that get that opportunity. But I'm sure that the girls that aren't playing in particular, there's going to be plenty more opportunities in future Ashes series because they've set the benchmark now, which is really exciting. So yeah, hopefully the crowd come out and support, and hopefully we can put on a good show and get the result our way, maybe on Saturday.
Thanks, Midge.